start this thing. What's up, Ranger Nation? How you doing? It feels weird, like I'm half sitting, I'm standing, I don't know what I'm doing. Alright, so good morning, gang. We are so very excited, so blessed to have you guys here this morning. Thank you for taking the time out of your Power Morphicon to spend a few hours with us. I promise you will not be disappointed. We have some amazing things that are going to happen over the next couple panels. And in that spirit, so for those of you who don't know, my name is Jason Bischoff. I guess I am the newly unpacked global franchise creative director for Hasbro. So I promise you that I am highly articulated. I've got dynamic poses in me. We're gonna be able to do some cool stuff. And honestly, just for the sake of saying, can we just take a moment to appreciate the fact that, like, what a crazy 25th anniversary already, right? So much has happened this year, and I say this respectively. Every time you guys were like, they're gonna zig, we zagged hard, right? Like, I think we sort of kicked that off in the spirit of Shattered Grid. You saw that, what was that, 6 months ago? Who's reading Shattered Grid? Right on, thanks for doing so. Shattered Grid was a perfect example of that. Toy Fair was certainly a perfect example of that in revealing that Hasbro was now the master toy, which we're very, very excited about, and I am personally excited about for obvious reasons. And then, of course, the announcement for Beast Morphers specifically. Let's give it up for Beast Morphers. Not one person in this room saw that coming. And I'm very grateful for that. And we are very grateful for that because there's amazing things happening on that front. But in that spirit, gang, why don't we go ahead and get this thing started? So, let me take a quick peek here at my notes. Here's what I can tell you. So when I told you that we zig, when you expected us to zig, we zag, well, the reality is it's a brand new day. I think that's the best way to articulate it. Everything's different. All the old stuff is off the table, and I found the perfect gift to sort of explain that to everybody. There you go. But here's what I gotta tell you. Here's what I gotta tell you. We've had some pretty incredible things happen this year. We've had some product reveals. I also personally love the critique where everybody was like, oh man, that's not an announcement. We data mined that a month ago. I'm like, brother, we've been working on that for 14 months. So here's what I can tell you in the spirit of today. This is our time now, Power Bucks. Alright, so, if you would please give a round of applause to our panelists this morning. There's some incredible people. We're very grateful to have them here. So please give it up for Chris Peralta from Enway. Come on up, Chris. Chris is our community development and social media strategist. Mr. Jesse Cherry, Senior Product Development Manager for Enway. Give it up for a longtime friend of mine, Mr. Scott Gaeta, President and Publisher of Renegade Game Studios. And then the yin to my Hasbro yang, you can give it up to Malvika Manchabragada, who is our Senior Director of Global Franchise Strategy, now on Power Rangers. And then really the brains of the operation, our Product Development Manager specifically for Hasbro, Miss Vanessa Fung. Come on up, Vanessa. Alright, gang, just to kind of warm us up here, panelists, I know we're kind of in the dark, but it's kind of cool in a way, too. So, panelists, if you could just kind of go down the road and tell me, what is your favorite thing about Power Rangers? I'm not asking for, like, I'm a really big Tommy fan. No, I'm like, what's your favorite thing about Power Rangers? It could be a character, it could also be something kind of meta. So just, let's go, Chris, down the line. You, Chris. Yeah.
Hey, what's up, guys? Favorite thing about Power Rangers, not because I'm sitting next to this guy, but SPD, the series itself.
I'm in Time Force, yo. That's cool. SPD's rad. Keep going.
Inclusiveness.
Ooh, that's a good answer.
You took my answer.
So, yeah, no, I was going to say inclusiveness, and I really do like that it's family friendly and accessible to all ages. I think that's really important.
Well,
My two favorite things about Power Rangers, the inclusiveness and the liberal use of spandex.
Grow up with Power Rangers, it's definitely Pink Rangers and definitely the inclusiveness.
wow, a lot of inclusiveness this morning. I love it. Very inclusive answer. All right, so guys, we want to start things off a little bit with a sneak peek at what's been going on with our Legacy Wars game, specifically from our friends over at Enway. So to do that, we're going to kick off with a little video here. Here we go. Click. Click. My clicker is having so much trouble, okay? All right, cool. So, friends over at Enway, tell us a little bit about what's going on specifically for the 20th anniversary. Maybe, Jesse, you can highlight how is Enway going to be celebrating what's going on in this Power Rangers month, and more specifically, Power Rangers Day.
Yeah, so we have a new update coming out next week. It's sort of our 25th anniversary episode, anniversary. Celebration. We're going to be doing 25 days of events. That includes missions, tournaments, challenges, free rewards, extra rewards. Just every day we want something to be happening. That will be starting kind of the 23rd, 25th. It might end up being actually 27 days to celebrate 25. But yeah, we have a lot of stuff, and we're going to be fully announcing all the features in the next couple days. You're going to be able to, for those of you that play the game, actually just send codes to each other and play Megazords finally getting that in. So
Just for this, yeah, it's awesome. Just for the sake of asking, who is platinum in this room? You know what I'm talking about in terms of playing game? Okay, that's great. That's crazy. Okay, golds. I'm right up there with you. And silvers? Right on. And bronzes. You are the heart of the earth. Thank you very much. Okay, so on that note, guys, anyway, you guys have had some crazy stuff sort of happening over the last 4 days or so. I don't know, for those of you who've been paying attention online on the Twitter sphere, but you've seen an image that looks like this. Yeah? Which was super, super cool. And then over the last few days, you've revealed 4 of these portals, which looks a little something like this. I gotta be so careful. Can't overclick. Can we advance the slide just one, please? Okay, so keep it right there, keep it right there. So for those of you who didn't catch the news, we announced in order SPD Shadow Ranger, Samurai Gold, Lightspeed Titanium, our very beloved Ranger Slayer. Oh, right on, love the event. But guys, who's in the last portal? You gotta tell me, man. Wait, let's get a poll of the room. Okay, the color's kind of an indicator, so on the count of 3, everybody shout out who you think it is. 1, 2, 3. Oh man, I heard like 3 specific answers. Well, how do we want to do this, guys? You just blurt it out for us.
I think we need some help. I need some help.
All right, so it sounds like we're going to need a little bit of help to reveal this last portal. So on that note, you guys want to introduce our special guest?
Yes. So I'd like to call up to the stage Mr. Paul Schreiber.
Yes. Polly, welcome. Man, you were looking good.
Very quiet. I've been very sick.
So get in.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jason Norby!
That one doesn't work. Use this one.
This one's perfect for Jason. Give it to Narby.
What's up, party people?
Hi, Paul.
Oh, hold on a second. I forgot my costume. What's up, Andre?
It's awfully dark in here. It's a good thing your head is at least glowing.
Budget cuts, man.
All right, Polly, so you want to give us a little tease as to who's in the portal?
I can tell you right now that it's Hyperforce!
Jack D. Thomas enters the Morphin Grid specifically to help out with all of our other Rangers. We are so stoked to see this slide kind of come into fruition. Anyway, when can we expect to see Hyperforce Yellow drop in game?
He will be dropping in October, right alongside Titanium in that same month. Both those characters are coming in October.
Legit.
Hey, you guys, in this room, who's been playing this game? Who? Raise your hands. All right, that's not enough hands. Honestly, this is the pantheon of Ranger greatness. You have an obligation to me, to your mom, and to Jason Narby to play this game because it's awesome, especially if Jack D. Thomas, the tank, is in effect.
Thomas the Tank Engine? That's a different franchise, Paul. You can't say that at this panel.
Panel over. Okay, so Polly, as we're integrating Jack into the game, can you give us a little pointer, some pointers as to how we capture Jack's personality specifically in this virtual form?
Well, you've got to, I mean, like any tank, you have to really plan your moves carefully. Hit hard because you can, but don't get over eager and be a button puncher. You know what I'm saying? Time your attacks. That's my advice.
Sick. And then just anecdotally, man, we have not had a chance to actually kind of personally catch up and talk about this, but what is it truly like being on the other side of the Ranger suit?
Stretchy. I mean, spandex is a hell of a drug.
Hold on. Choose your timing carefully and stretchy. All right, man, we got it. We're good. No, but legit, we're super excited to have Jack join the game. Anyway, anything else you want to share specifically on maybe the character model that we've got on screen right now?
Yeah, I mean, so you can see the concepts up there. He will be a big, bad... You can fill in last... Yeah, Ranger. You know, we're gonna have a Ranger that has that muscle, that thickness. So you know.
Now you don't have to dance around. I'm sitting right here, man. You know, I mean, look, that's the cool thing about Jack D. Thomas is that I mean we are embracing all morphologies here, and I mean that in the most respectful sense. You can be big and still kick it. That's what I'm saying. Thighs.
He's got big packs.
I got it. I love it.
Well, on those thunderous words.
Hey!
No, but again, let's give it one more time for Mr. Paul Schreier and certainly Mr. Jason Narby. Thank you very much, guys, for being here.
Thank you, Legendary Games! Narby, let's bail this joint.
Give it up one more time for our good friends. Polly and Jason. Thanks again, guys. Quick! Alright, check out this new video we got dropping, guys, specifically for Samurai Gold. going to be up in just a couple weeks. Alright, so let's give it up one more time for our good friends at Enway. Thanks for bringing out those goodies for us, guys. Alright, next couple things. Again, we want to just keep you guys up to date on the latest, greatest of what's happening in Range Nation. So I'm going to just kind of quickly burn through a few slides, just to maybe remind folks that may not be aware of the news that's been breaking over the last couple weeks. So we'll talk briefly about our good friends over at... Thank you. I'm so sorry. Sorry, gang. Over at Funko, so for those of you that weren't aware, we actually revealed our civilian head Funkos, Funko Pops, just a couple weeks ago. And then that kind of spiraled into some additional news where we revealed... We gotta come up with like a signal. Thank you. It's the high sign. We're gonna give you the high sign. So we revealed some of our villains that we've been cooking out for you guys in celebration of the 25th anniversary. For those that aren't aware, Pudgy Pig and Pumpkin Wrapper are both exclusive to GameStop, so be sure to check those out. They're gonna be running a special Heroes vs. Villains campaign over the next few weeks. Again, all in celebration of the 25th anniversary. High sign. Cool, and then on top of that, we also expanded our Zord line, right? So many of you have seen the 6-inch Megazord specifically here at Power Morphicon, which was created just for this event, which is super cool. There's also a glow-in-the-dark Megazord that's coming out, a 6-inch Tiger Zord over at Hot Topic, so check that. And then my personal favorite, it is a 12-inch Pop Ultra Zord for Target. And when I tell you that this thing is the coolest pop I've ever seen in my life, I'm understating it. So if you have a chance and you'd like to see this thing, just cruise by the booth today. If you see me, I'll pull it out of the back for you just to get a sneak peek, okay? All right, moving on. There are also two things that we have not announced. The first one is a metallic green civilian Tommy, and then that's my data mining comment from just a few minutes ago. Yesterday, this was revealed via ToyWiz, so thanks to our friends over at ToyWiz. Let's high sign that. Lord Draken is coming out at 6-inch pop. All right, now let's turn it over to our good friends over at Renegade Game Studios and my buddy Scott Gaeta, whom I've known for like
a long time.
A long time, like a decade.
Yeah.
Cool. So Scott, hey, thanks for being here.
Sure.
All right, so more specifically, can you maybe give us a top line as to what's going on with the Heroes of the Grid Kickstarter that just launched just a couple days ago? So I'm going to be flipping through a couple slides here, but give us maybe a top line of what's going on, how this came together, that kind of thing.
Sure. So Heroes of the Grid is a cooperative miniatures board game where players take on the roles of different rangers. So we're starting off with Mighty Morphin. You can play one of the core rangers, and you are working together against the game. The game will be spawning monsters like Rita Repulsa and Pudgy Pig and Nasty Knight, and you have to protect Angel Grove from being overrun by all the bad guys. If you don't work together as a team, you will fail, you will lose. If you work together and use your ranger powers appropriately, you will overcome the threat. The game is highly replayable. We're doing lots and lots of miniatures, and the campaign has already unlocked a White Light expansion with the White Ranger, Green with Evil expansion with the Evil Green Ranger, the Shattered Grid expansion with Lord Drakon, Ranger Slayer, and a host of other characters. I think now we're up to something like 40 unique characters unlocked, or more. I can't keep track anymore. We're sculpting and adding characters constantly. I brought along a friend, Megazord. This is an actual to scale figure for the game. So you guys can see Megazord, and he's an add-on for the game. There's various tiers. You can start off basic at the base game that comes with all the rangers, pretty much all the villains that I just mentioned. And then there's also an all-in tier that just gets you everything that we unlock and that we put into the game. You just get it all.
So, just for the sake of asking, Scott, why do this through Kickstarter?
So this is new for us. We've been around for a while, and we normally don't use the platform. But for Power Rangers, the one thing that we miss is a direct connection to the fans. So normally we produce a game, it goes into distribution, it goes out in the stores. But for Power Rangers, we really wanted to form a relationship directly with all of you guys, because we want to know what you want next. And yeah, so like we're getting feedback in real time. People are telling us what characters they want to see added to the game and what they'd like us to do down the road. You know, we can't do everything off the bat like for launch. You know, there's 25 years of characters to draw from. But we're already, we're taking notes, and there's a really awesome dialogue, and we have plans to continue to use that direct connection to all our backers that are jumping on board early and all these early adopters. And we want to know like what to do next. And the cool thing is, as we put out more Rangers, you can build your own team. You don't just have to take the Mighty Morphin team and play the game, because there's new boards and new scenarios and all sorts of stuff that you can do. You can build your dream team with Rangers that we release and kind of do your own thing, which is really, really cool.
So that actually brings up a really important question, which is, hey, if can I just like wait until next spring and still be able to capture characters like the Wizard of Deception or Pumpkin Wrapper?
So no, there are some things that if you're not familiar with Kickstarter, called stretch goals, that will be exclusive, Kickstarter exclusives. So if you jump on board early and you pledge now and you get in on it, you're going to get some miniatures that won't be released to retail down the road. So there's some really cool exclusives that are to reward the people that are the early adopters and jump on board and get involved right from the beginning. So you're going to have some exclusives just for you.
And as a big old nerd on this side of the table, somebody who's actually had a chance to see what some of those stretch goals look like, when I tell you there are deep cuts, there are deep cuts. In fact, Scott, you were very generous to basically tell me yesterday that you still wanted to reveal one deep cut that's going to be available soon. So, you want to do the honors?
Yeah, so we revealed right from the beginning that we were doing Megazord. And Megazord's really awesome, but we figured that the bad guys needed something awesome too. So we're announcing for the first time, it'll be up on the site probably tomorrow, that Cyclopsis is being added to the campaign. Megazord's got some competition now. So.
And the crazy thing is, guys, as far as I know, in franchise history, this is the first time Cyclopsis will actually be immortalized in one form or another. Yes? Yeah. So, very excited about that, Scott. Thank you very much for keeping it going. And for those of you that already have contributed to the Kickstarter, you're super legit and rad. We really love that. And for those that are still considering it, please do so, because there's so much good stuff that you have yet to even see unlock as part of those stretch goals. Anything else, Scott?
No, come by the booth. We actually have Jonathan Ying, the game's designer. He's on the booth. We're demoing. We have prototypes. So all the stuff you see
to the Power Rangers franchise team. They quickly onboarded the 4th ever promo card for the game. It's only available here this weekend at Power Morphicon, so come say hi. We'll give you one of those promo cards. It is actually the original Mighty Morphin theme song, which we worked directly with Mr. Ron Wasserman to source. So Ron was just a super cool dude. And so, for those of you unfamiliar, this is the redo version that he released just a couple years ago. And the reason we went with that one is because that's the only one that was available with the appropriate audio tracks that we needed to make it specifically for Drop Mix. And honestly, it's kind of a pumped up version, and I love it. It sounds great. Come by the booth, come hang out with us, Drop Mix some Power Rangers into something crazy. And on that note, I think that's all we've got to show, right, Nalvika and Vanessa?
Well, actually, it's not quite there yet. Our team has been working really hard the last couple of months to get everything ready, to have something really amazing product to show you, right, Nalvika?
Yeah, so it's a little early to be revealing anything normally, but I've only been on the brand for a few months, and I've met a lot of you over the course of different conventions and shows, and you guys have been really nice, really patient. So, we have a little anniversary. We'll call this an 25th anniversary gift for you. So instead of me talking, let's roll it.
definitively answers whether or not Hasbro's going to be doing stuff specifically for our fan community. Guys, just for the sake of saying it, 3-4 months ago, I had a chance to see one of these for the first time in person on a yet unannounced character. And when I saw it, I had to like blink for a second and figure it out because it was like seeing a Ranger for the first time in HD. Does that make sense? Like it was perfectly realized. So, Malvika, maybe you can give us the top line as to what really makes the Lightning Collection special, please.
Yeah, so, I mean, at Hasbro, no matter what fandoms you're a part of, we want to see you guys be the best figures you possibly can. So, for Lightning Collection, it's really about the quality. So, it's going to be 6-inch figure scale, premium details, premium deco. You'll get all great accessories. You're going to get a swappable head. So it has really something called photoreal technology. So it's a really great way to get those details on the faces as well, because we have a whole library from 25 years.
Let's talk about these next 3 red beats specifically. So, accessories included. What about the next one, Malvika? Weapons included. I'm sorry you can't see. I'll help you out. Optional special effects included.
Special events really helping everybody to bring all the characters to life. Especially in the action pose with the impact and all those light explosions. So you can finally do it.
All right. And then lastly, that swappable photoreal actor likeness included. And let me be clear, guys. I'm not saying that, and I don't think anybody here on the stage is saying, oh, you're going to get one of these things per figure. It's all of these things per figure. So, really legit, really excited about that. Man, so exciting. I think at this time, we're going to open it up to a little bit of audience Q&A and see what you guys are curious about. So we actually have a microphone set up on the left over here. If you just want to make an orderly line, we would love to take some questions from you. And real quick, I'm going to just kind of throw it out to the room. Please, Ranger Nation rules apply. And what I mean by that is just be cool, right? Be respectful. We're very grateful to have some of the folks up here that they volunteered their time to be here. So yeah, with that, let's kick it off with Q Red. Who's cube number 1? Get it? All right, moving on.
Much, I appreciate it. I just wanted to say thank you so much, Hasbro, for delivering what we expect out of toys, because there are so much of those things that we have been waiting for with Bandai. That's all I gotta say.
Thank you, Q Red, for that opinion. We really love it.
I just want to say, while I am happy to see that all of those things will be included, I just gotta wonder how will that affect the price point to a certain extent, because I do know a lot of us want to see that thing, but we don't want to pay like masterpiece Transformer prices for every 6-inch figure, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so from a Hasbro perspective, as we look to, for Lightning Collection, we want to have a range of price points. We don't want to leave anybody out. We want to make sure everybody's getting a really quality figure at a great price point. So the figure that you saw, I think will actually be in the booth.
Lights.
It'll be in the booth a little bit later so you can see it. It is going to retail for $19.99.
So for those of you that may not have heard it, can you say that one more time, Malvika? Why don't you pull the mic just a pinch closer to you?
$19.99.
I surrender to our Hasbro overlords. I give up.
Welcome. You're looking marvelous.
Thank you.
Sorry, guys. It's like my one time of the year where everybody's going to get that.
I'm particularly interested in the helmetless figures, and I want to know how it works with the licensing of people's faces. Like, for example, I really want to get Trini, the Yellow Ranger, but I mean, she's no longer around, so how would you get around to getting her face on?
You can use my face for free.
It's kind of a, we'll throw that maybe over to the design team just a second. I mean, obviously, the current cast is much easier to capture, right? But in terms of respecting cast members that are perhaps no longer with us, it's certainly a challenge. Vanessa, do you want to maybe give us a little bit of insight how we do something like that?
Yeah, actually, authenticity is definitely one thing we really want to capture, and our team actually have a library of archives that we're going through to make sure that we can capture especially some of the cast that's actually from the past. So we are working through it to find a way, but definitely we actually will be able to deliver, especially the classic cast.
So it's a combination, right? Sometimes you have real scan data that you can play with, sometimes you have to build it based off of archives. So we actually have lots of behind the scenes photography, stuff that you'll see in the forthcoming Inside Editions book in just a few weeks. That we build a turntable, and then we start refining it, and in some cases, you know, again, it's just very careful, very meticulous, and certainly trying to be as respectful as possible to those folks.
Okay, because you can't just think 5 of the Rangers, but not that one.
Absolutely. No, agree. Wholeheartedly agree. Trini is critical for all the right reasons, and there's no way we would avoid it. She, you know, obviously needs to be a part of that when we get there, right?
Right, thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hello.
Howdy.
So my question is, with Hasbro not having the Master Toy license, how is that going to move forward for the Legacy line, more specifically for the Megazords in the Legacy line?
Do you want me to tackle this, Malika, or?
Well, we are just kind of talking about what we revealed today, so I don't want to give too much away about what we might do in the future, but you know, I think we're going to look at everything that's available to us. It's such a great property, it's so neat, it has such great characters, so, you know, like I can't say anything yet about future plans on it, planning, but know that we're looking at everything.
Okay, thank you for your time.
Thank you for your question.
Hello.
Hey.
My question is, it was a question about one thing you revealed earlier involved the thing that showed, I think it was the bubble thing, whatever. What is it?
I'm sorry, say again?
There was a bubble thing about the mine points and...
Oh, yeah.
Is it actually going to be able to be put on your own belt?
So these are pins, and the pins are, I'm kind of holding up a scale here in my fingers so you get a sense. Like the Morpher would be about that big, the coins themselves are pretty small. So arguably you could put them on a belt, but they'd probably look even better on a jacket or a backpack.
Is it kind of compatible with the Legacy coins as well?
No, it's not that big. These are truly pins. They just look highly collectible at that scale.
Alright, thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Hi everyone.
How's it going?
Good. There's one thing I wanted to ask about some of the Lightning collection figures for later on, for when you get to other seasons. Like, who here remembers Mystic Force? So, I was just wondering that when we eventually get the figures for like Mystic Force, Magnet Defender, Solaris Knight, will you guys be able to use cloth capes because those seem a little better with posing?
So I don't think we're ready to specifically talk about certain material executions, but what I can tell you is, if you remember from the Lightning Collection slide just a few slides ago, there's some key words on there that says it's an anthology series. So we're not asking you to buy complete teams now. It's going to be like a cool collection of characters, very comparable to like how Marvel Legends curates their lines, right? So we're gonna play the field, I guess is the best way to say it. Cool. Not to worry.
Welcome our new Hasbro overlord.
Good morning.
Hi guys, how you doing? Thank you guys so much for this presentation. It was awesome. That's all.
Thank you, Chris.
I have a question. So for the N-Way folks, I play Legacy Wars and it's so cool, but I want to know, are there going to be more Zords that are coming out?
Yes, but we can't talk about which ones. What I can say is we are listening to you all. I hope what we revealed with those 5 characters is a show of that, and cool stuff is coming.
Awesome. Thank you guys.
And SPD Megazord just dropped like last week, so check that out. Morning.
Good morning, and thanks for giving us a look into the stuff you're coming out with. I have a question. With the Legacy line, will you be continuing with doing replicas of the Morphers, or do you have different ideas in mind?
So I think this goes back to Malvika's answer. I'm just going to kind of piggyback on that. You know, we're kind of only talking about Lightning Collection today, as you've seen on screen. Can't specifically get into some of the details as to what we haven't revealed today. But again, everything's on our radar. We're trying to make the best decisions possible. And certainly, as you saw, as reflected in the Lightning Collection, we're really chasing the best possible execution that's also retail friendly, right? We want you guys to be able to get this stuff, have access to it, and be reasonable as well. So stand by. There's definitely, like, as a fan myself, there's some really great, cool stuff that's happening. So please give us a little bit of grace, but we're stoked to show you the Lightning Collection here today. And actually, Vanessa, what's in the black box?
Yes, you guys may have noticed in our booth there's a black box, and actually that is the White Ranger Lightning series. He's here in person inside the black box, so we are going to review. But just keep in mind it's actually a handmade prototype just for the show. So in production it's going to be cleaner, even more high-res. All the articulation is going to work really well in production. So please go check it out.
Yeah, right on. So come by the booth. We'll be revealing the black box as we leave.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Howdy.
I'm good, and so well done for acquiring this brand. Let's do that. So my question regarding the beat for the Zords, and well, it's all two. One, is there a likelihood we might be reusing the same Japanese molds? And two, are you going to do a similar sort of line with the Zords, like your Transformers lines, like Voyager, Leaders, and so?
All super great ideas and definitely stuff we have been jamming on internally. Again, we're not particularly prone today to reveal some of those specifics. But again, everything's on the table. What I will say is, what I fundamentally love about being a part of, now formally a part of the Hasbro family, is we're going to measure twice and we're going to cut once, and it's going to be perfect, right? And so we're stoked about these opportunities, and we're stoked to bring it to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How's it going?
Hey.
I guess my biggest concern, and first of all, I love that figure. I love the 1999 price point for it and everything. It does look, just a quick clarification, that's a complete remold, not an existing figure from like a pre-existing line, like figure arts or anything like that.
Yeah, let me be completely clear, and I'm sure everybody up here would validate, like, this is 100% original, new tooling, and when I really have to kind of throw it back to my original comment about seeing a figure like this for the first time in a high def. What I mean by that is the proportions are right, the textures are right, the articulation is to what is possible in production, relatively speaking, flawless. The photoreal likeness, like, it is like seeing a Power Rangers toy for the first time, right? Like, and I can't stress that enough. I say this respectfully, historically, lots of roided out figs that, like, were choking on their own collarbones, if you know what I'm talking about. This is a whole new ballgame. Yep.
Well, I guess my primary question, just to get that clarification out there, is there any chance of still importing the original lines? Like for example, the Japanese lines, we've gotten them historically through like branding with American branding, as opposed to just the Japanese.
Yeah, I think the best way to answer that is just, you know, we've got, we're sort of analyzing the field again, and we're inheriting, obviously, a lot of relationships coming over from Saban to Hasbro, and we're analyzing those and being very careful, and again, trying to make the best strategic decisions possible for you guys. So stand by on that front. Cool, thank you.
Hello.
Hi.
So, are all those fancy collectible items just going to be restricted to Mighty Morphin, or are you branching out to other seasons too.
Thank you for letting me re-emphasize this point. No. Anthology collection. This is not like, hey, you're going to buy Mighty Morphin again, and Mighty Morphin again, and Mighty Morphin again. This is truly an anthology collection, and when you see the rest of Wave 1 over the next few months, you're going to understand implicitly it's a whole new day.
So how long am I going to have to wait for the Time Force figures?
Oh, good question.
Unlike the collection.
Well, as somebody who knows something about Time Force, again, we can't say specifically here on spot, but we definitely know that Time Force characters are beloved. And again, with this new approach in an anthology series, it gives us a chance to touch lots of other seasons much more quickly than we could have in the past.
So, good luck, Hasbro, and don't mess it up.
Hey, good morning. I like your hat.
Thank you. I've been a Power Ranger fan since high school.
Right on.
And would you ever do like
Oh, she asked if Hasbro will ever do keychains. I guess the best way to answer that is probably. We're very focused, obviously, here on stage for toys, collectibles, and games, right? But I will say that one thing I certainly appreciate is somebody who was outside and now I'm inside. Like, Hasbro does a really great job of making sure that, you know, all walks of life, all kinds of fans from preschool to adult collectors, they all, like, you guys, there's stuff there for you, right, across the board. And so, my guess is, yeah, there's probably keychains coming, but I can't hard
Thank you from
yeah, you bet.
a person with special needs.
Yeah, right on, thank you.